This is Patrick Lilly, and you're listening to Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast.
On this episode of the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast, we talk about the San Francisco brownout, man-made climate change. Is it real or is it ain't? And we have special guest in studio, musician Patrick Lilly. All that and more on this episode of the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast, where it's two guys take on life, liberty, and the pursuit of gravy, and you, the listener, are getting a degree in common sense. We are broadcasting from the Busted Knuckle Studio right here in beautiful downtown historic Concord, North Carolina. I'll be your host, Biggin, and how about you? We've got a great show lined up for you, as always. But before we begin, of course, let me introduce you to the second half of this flaky biscuit. That's right, I am talking about the pride of Anderson, South Carolina, but most of you probably know him best as the Silver Tongue One, 2016's Honorable Mention Father of the Year, the inventor of the Redneck Egg Roll. Give it up on old mic number one. It's Mojo!
It's my favorite season of the year.
Oh, why is that?
It's where everyone gets to complain about how hot it is. So
automatically, it went from like, hey, I'm feeling good, to good God, it's hot.
Yeah, it's already sweaty. Hey, the new feature in my pickup truck is air-conditioned seats. I did not know how much I enjoyed those until today. So
tell me about them.
No more sweaty arse.
Really?
So, yeah.
Well, they work, huh?
Momentarily. Anyway, hey, thanks for checking our show out once again. You can go to southernfriedphilosophy.com. You can actually listen to us there at work. You just hit the old play button, and you can stream us there. You can also go to iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, probably some podcast app out of Islamabad, Pakistan, whatever. I don't know. There's probably apps out there. Anyway, just go to there, give a like, a subscribe, a review, give us a rating. That's how we move up in the old algorithms. You can also check us out on the Instagrams and Twitter, SFP Radio. You can also go to youtube.com/SFP Radio, just in case your boss is looking over your shoulder and doesn't want you visiting websites. You can go to YouTube and always get us there. And also go to our Patreon at patreon.com/SFP Radio. And
also, don't forget our friends at States Vegas Radio. If you need an app, you want to pick that up, you can get that at the Apple Store or Google Play Store.
And for our listeners only, that app is free.
Only. So you got to do that right now.
Yeah.
While you're driving.
It's
pick
free.
that up now. Put in the code SFP Radio.
I got to give it to them. It is the most eclectic music
all
ever.
over the map.
I mean, it is like one day you're listening to, or 1 second you're listening to death metal, and the next minute you're listening to bluegrass.
How about it?
You can't get in the mood. I mean, especially if you're on the highway, you're listening to some Slayer or Pantera, and all of a sudden you're listening to some like Buffalo Nickel or something like that. I mean, you don't want to kill somebody. You don't want to road rage. I mean, you're just all over the
So you don't want to play this app while you're trying to get some hello time with the
No. You definitely do. When you're playing some nookie, you definitely don't want to play the app.
You mentioned Patreon, and I do want to say, as I've mentioned before, it is free to you, but it is not for us. We have expenses that we have to incur to bring you the content. However, to make the show with better content, better sound, better guests, and better frequency, no dig on our previous guests, we need your help. And so that's where we're going to point you to the Patreon link on our website, southernfriedphilosophy.com. There you're going to find 3 different levels to help our show with 3 different tiers: the life, liberty, and the pursuit of gravy. For the life tier, you get a sticker, a bumper sticker of your choice, exclusive Facebook content, and you can get the show 1 day prior to it being released. For the liberty tier, you get the same stuff and an SFP trucker hat, which producer Brian just got one today. How about you? And for the gravy, you get the same stuff and a Syrup Life t-shirt. All the money is going to be used to help with the production costs of the show. Please join the SFP family. We want to say a shout out to our friends and family at Friendswood, Texas, our new listener there, Nicholson, Georgia, and I'm going to butcher this. How about it? Hyderabad, Teliagang, India.
I'm pretty sure you just totally murdered it. We have producer Brian back in the studio today.
Yep.
Yeah, we have Marty.
Full studio.
The casting couches are almost full.
I mean, because they send us.
You wanna part in my movie?
We have Marty from Commoners. We have also Patrick Lilly, who's our musical guest tonight, and we also have his manager, Malachi. He doesn't even have a last name. He just goes by. He's probably going to condense it down to just a symbol. before
Oh,
long.
that would be cool. Just a big M.
Yeah.
When
so-
you're that biblical, you don't need a last name.
well, you are the last book of the Old Testament, so you got that going for you.
I'm going to ask you like I ask you every week. Mojo, how you be doing?
Good this week, just busy.
Yeah.
Just busy. Well, I guess I'm going to say good because,
Okay.
every day we wake up on the side of the dirt is a good day.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I have no complaints. Man, North Carolina is unforgiving with the seasons. I'm telling you.
Oh.
Last week was pollen,
Yep.
and then this week
The
we're
red,
just
the green cloud
hot.
dust. That was hot.
You go from pollen to cornstarch pretty quick.
Nailed it. That's a very good one.
I just can't wait for next week. How you be doing?
I'm good. As you guys know, we do foster care, and we can't say the name of the kid, but he has coined his nickname, which I didn't think you could give your own nickname, but his nickname is Squishy. So I am calling him Squishy the Redheaded Rascal. So whenever we do updates, he is Squishy the Redheaded Rascal. We took him roller skating this past Saturday. When was the last time you've been to a roller rink?
Probably about 4 years ago.
Okay.
But I personally don't skate just because I'm accident prone and my right leg and left leg and my brain don't operate on the same memechanism. So
Right. No, I give you
I just
that.
watched my daughter do it or attempt to.
Yeah.
This was probably 4 years ago.
I haven't. I tried to calculate it. I haven't been to a skating rink since I'm just going to say 1987. Buddy, they haven't changed.
Oh no,
one bit.
dude! I
Use the same skates.
Using the same skates.
Yeah, but hold on. I think I saw 11 mullets. Mullets. Party in the
Sure.
or business in the front and party in the back. I saw 11 mullets in 1987 at the old Skateland USA in Anderson, South Carolina. I probably saw 11 mullets at the old Fire Lake.
Yeah.
Skaterama.
It smells the same. Everything is the
yeah.
exact same. I'm convinced that these workers at the skating rink are going to be future government workers because the inefficiency of that place,
Or Democratic nominees for the president.
which we'll get into later, it drives me nuts. There
Yeah.
were 4 people behind the counter. Dude wanted a Gatorade, and they just all stood there doing nothing. So it frustrated the
That's
fire.
pretty much that pretty much sums up the whole I-77 toll project.
That's true. See, future government
So
workers.
hold on, what are some vivid memories of the skate rink from 1987?
Well, here's this is how real it was. The couple skate was announced, and my palms got sweaty. My stomach started churning.
like mom's spaghetti.
Like mom's spaghetti. And I just went in the corner like I always did when I was a kid. Like, oh, I don't have a girlfriend. I'm going to go to the corner.
And that was just like this weekend.
That was this week. Yeah. I just stood there. My wife's like, what are you doing? I'm like, it's just habit.
assuming the
It's
position.
habits.
Yeah, I'm just there.
Yeah, and me on skates, kind of like you, gravity is not a friend of mine.
Yeah.
So if I fall down, Biggin is not getting back up. There's no way that's happening. Me on roller wheels, that ain't happening.
But dude, you all I think this is probably universal around the country. You probably have that 1 to 10 guys and gals that just know how to skate. They're there
Yes.
every week, every
Yes.
2 times a week.
Laps around you.
Oh yeah, they're doing laps, they're doing the tricks, they're
Oh.
and then you have like me out there with like the walker
Yeah.
and the skates.
I love the walker.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
I wanted to punch the guy that goes backwards
Oh yeah, with the mullet. He had a mullet too,
every
didn't
time. He didn't have the mullet.
He
I was
didn't.
just really, I hated that guy.
he? I bet Marty was like the king of the skates.
No, man.
No.
No. I was not a skater. I would go, but like in my hometown, they had like once a month they would do the lock-in.
Oh, there it is.
So it was like overnight. So you were at the skating rink from like 7:00 on Saturday to like 6 a.m. on Sunday,
Right.
and and everybody would go because my hometown is a little rinky-dink place, and there's nothing else to do if you couldn't drive.
I think I figured out where that smell comes from. Then,
What's that?
if you were putting a bunch of teenagers in a skating rink for 8 hours and just letting them go, and like not airing the place out. I mean, that's
sweat
gonna be,
and Axe body spray.
That's where that smell comes from.
That guy named Brett who wears Axe body spray.
Combine that with the disinfectant they spray in the skates, and then you have this cesspool of stench.
I wonder how many Karens were skating around with Aquanet back in the day.
God bless a bear.
It's like a parachute. It's like a wind drag. 'Cause I remember, you guys remember the big hair? I mean, it's like, like a damn helmet. And, as they're skating around, you couldn't imagine like their heads going back like this. Cause
I wish you guys could see Marty doing the hand motions. He's not even close to the microphone and flying back.
This may have pushed me over the ledge. I've been considering trying to bring back a mullet. So this podcast may have actually.
Are you going to do it at the skating rink? That would be.
But see, I can't skate, so I'll just go there and get the subpar pizza.
You're going to be the creepy games. Guy.
Yeah,
I got you.
I'll be the old guy with the pocket protector. I can do that. You're
gonna get like arrested and not allowed to go within 500 yards of that. What about you guys? Do you guys roller skate?
When I went to the roller rink, it was to pick up girls.
Okay,
there you go.
And that was that. Pretty much. I wasn't there to skate.
I went there for the subpar pizza.
Yep.
in the video games.
I didn't say it worked. I just said I tried.
Oh, but yeah, it just brought back so many awful memories.
It's an interesting intersection of a community and the people that actually go.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not knocking. I'm not knocking those people that go. It's just an interesting, just kind of like the DMV. My relationship with the DMV is just an interesting cross section of a community that goes to these places.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's anyway. All right, so I'm going to give you the Southern word of the week: annihilator. Here's the definition. In the South, we got stuck in traffic and ended up getting there an hour later than we should have.
That is pretty much anywhere in the Charlotte metro area.
How about it? Yeah. 77.
It's only 16 miles away. But annihilator.
Take you there.
It's an hour.
I hate Houston. I lived in Houston and in Jacksonville, and both of them are so spread out. It took you 2 hours to get from one side to the other.
Oh, it's crazy.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I hated it. Hey,
we're becoming that.
We are.
It only took me 58 minutes to get to 26 miles today, so I'm good.
All right, so we are going to go into our wacky news brought to you by Webmerized. If you need a clean, crisp website, go check out our friends at webmerized.com. That's webmerized.com. All right, so here's the headline. San Francisco sees a brownout amid spike in public pooping, reports say. Evidently, the homeless population is way too big, and instead of going to the restrooms that they built for the homeless population, they decide we're just gonna go right here on the street. Why not? Y'all, 5,000 documented cases in 2011. In 2018, it's 28,000 reported cases.
Yeah, let me.
Y'all.
Is it okay if I potentially offend anyone?
Let's bring it.
Okay, I just have to give that warning.
Sure. Do I need to do this disclaimer?
Go ahead and
Here we
do
go.
the disclaimer.
The views and opinions of Southern Fried Philosophy are not necessarily those of our guests, sponsors, or friends of the show. But they should be. All right. Go ahead and offend anybody you want now.
Yeah, because, look, I come with a Surgeon General's warning, so that's okay. I don't
mad about that, by the way.
I won't give you cancer, but I may make you a little sad. But anyway, so, yeah, San Francisco, just to kind of give a little context, San Francisco is a sanctuary city. Mm-hmm. Okay, sanctuary.
They have lots of churches? Is that what it is?
I think they do, but I think it may be a little different tone. The sanctuary city status is that basically the government there, the mayor and the sheriff's department, has decided not to prosecute or when they detain any person who may be an illegal alien, they will not turn them over to the Immigration Control Enforcement Agency, ICE, so they can be deported. So they basically have offered free passage. So that's one contributing problem to this. But yeah, there has been an app that's actually designed for any person who would potentially like to visit the city formerly known as San Francisco, California, and California Stan. There's an app that you can actually download now, which actually now shows markers where human excrement has been reported. So this is not just a new feather in the cap of San Francisco tourism. This is actually now becoming a huge blight. We thought the 1960s with the Haight-Ashbury cross-section where music and marijuana kind of merged was kind of a blight on the society, kind of turned culture. But I think having raw dookie and turds on the street is probably maybe a little bit worse than Bob Dylan singing in the background out of a VW bus.
Sure.
But so we have an influx of illegals that are flocking to San Francisco because they will not be deported, and then we also have a huge homeless population, which other cities, ironically, are shipping their homeless to San Francisco because San Francisco allows it. So now we have this influx of just people who may not have the best ability to make it to facilities for defecation.
And they're not even going there. So there's roughly in 2017, there was 7,499 homeless people, just one shy of 7,500. But there were the 28,000 cases of poop. If you do the math, it's like almost 4 a day. I mean, buddy, what are you eating to give you 4 runs a day?
There's something else contributing to this, too. They've basically stopped prosecuting shoplifting if it's under a certain dollar amount. So the homeless population literally is going into convenience stores, and they will just take – they know if it's under a certain dollar amount, they can just take it and walk out, and the shop owners – they're not going to prosecute them, so there's no point in calling the cops.
So it is a influx of Takis and ding-dongs.
It's an influx of basically stupidity on the government of California stand.
But they built these restrooms. Why can't?
Look, it's a matter of convenience. So these restrooms are probably a good
4 feet away.
Yeah, 4 feet away. I mean, why do that when you can drop a deuce right there? On the middle of Main Street.
Well, get in trouble for it.
And the other thing too is, I mean, the serious side of this is the vast majority of people in this country that are homeless do have some form of mental
illness.
Mental illness. Thank you.
I mean, you have a influx of mental illness. You have an influx of people that have maybe been previously to war that have PTSD, which is a form of some type of mental inability. I mean, these aren't people classically that are, for lack of a better term, right in their mind. I mean, these are people that have had some struggles mentally where they just can't put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, a lot of them are self-medicated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, they have formed a poop patrol, so there's that.
Well, congratulations. I guess between your baguettes and your Priuses, you can now scoop up poop.
Words cannot describe how awesome Robert and his team at Webmerized are. In our time of need, Robert came through for us and devoted more time than expected to help our organization develop our new website. It truly is a blessing to have an individual that can speak to the average person not in the IT world in a manner that can easily be understood. The process of working with his team was painless, and I look forward to working with them for future projects. Our website is spectacular, and I'm really proud of what was developed by Webmerized. Thanks. Don't take Stella H's word for it, and also Southern Fried Philosophies, but go out to webmerized.com, WEBMERIZED, or check out the sponsors link on our website. And if you mention the word biggin in your order, you'll get 10% off. Check them out at webmerized.com for your web services needs. So here's a mystery. I like a good mystery. In Jackson, Mississippi, people are mystified after bowls of mashed potatoes start appearing on their cars, porches, and mailboxes. Jordan Lewis described the neighborhood as a quirky one, but he came out one day and there was a bowl of mashed potatoes on his car.
Well, define quirky. I mean, the quirky neighborhood. What I mean, is that like, posed mannequins in drag? I mean, what is this? What is quirky?
I have no idea, but they are leaving bowls of mashed potatoes. That's kind of quirky.
I would be ecstatic if there was a bowl of mashed potatoes on my car.
I mean,
I would be very happy.
Well, quirky, I mean, I live in a neighborhood, and quirky is a 42-year-old man, which is me, mooning my neighbors at various hours of the day. That's quirky. I mean, what does quirky mean?
So, where do you put this bowl of mashed potato mystery on the list? Is it quirky, or is that just
hold on,
weird?
I would just be number one.
Or scared.
Mashed potatoes, I would actually be thankful for mashed potatoes, especially if this neighborhood was in San Francisco. I mean, getting a bowl of turds, I'd be kind of thankful.
But I think if I was in San Francisco, I'd be a little worried that it may not be mashed potatoes.
Well, mashed potatoes traditionally aren't brown or yellow.
Maybe you have the skin on them.
Or with corn. No one adds corn to mashed potatoes.
You don't put corn in mashed potatoes?
Cream corn?
Yes.
Cream corn. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm with you.
Come on now.
Now, that's quirky.
No,
I'm just saying
that's
that's quirky.
delicious.
That's just, yeah.
That's
So,
fantastic.
all right. So, where's the story out of again?
Out of Jackson, Mississippi. They just randomly are finding bowls, porches, cars, different places. They just show up.
Now, I'm telling you right now, that would scare me a little S-less. I mean, I'm just.
That's a sweet Southern old lady who's lonely and is looking for some company.
On
That's
every
what that
single
is.
porch.
She's like, my kids are gone. My cat died. I need some company. She's like, I'm going to make mashed potatoes, and somebody's going to talk to me.
Well, hold on. Is the mashed potatoes in like a disposable bowl, a Tupperware, a Corel?
yeah.
We need to narrow down the suspect.
yeah,
I think
I
we
have
may
no
have
idea.
just hinged it. There.
Yeah.
Could be her mother-in-law's fine china. She's got
Trying to get rid of it.
Ema's like, I heard Bessie's going through some hard times. I'm going to make her some mashed taters and leave it on her car. Oh, yeah, okay. So it doesn't get more weirder than this. Police arrest a mother and a son at Walmart after performing karate and getting naked. Or in the South, we say naked. I'm going to have to read the article because there's so much that goes on. It's ridiculous. A 25-year-old
Actually,
man.
I need you to reread the headline.
The headline, mother and son arrested at Walmart after performing karate and getting nude. 25-year-old man and a 46-year-old mother were arrested at Walmart after she was allegedly performing karate and while her son stripped nude inside of the store.
Well, in her defense, Cobra Kai, the second season of Cobra Kai just came out of YouTube Red. So I'm just saying there is a defense there.
She's reliving middle school.
Benny Van, 25, and Lisa Smith, 46, entered the store with Smith's dog, Bo. She allegedly brought the dog in without a leash, and it started running around the store aimlessly.
Probably trying to get away from that crazy thing.
Hold on,
He's
guys.
the only sober one in the bunch.
Smith allegedly was tearing apart displays and was asked by the Walmart staff to leave. She complied, but then out in the parking lot, she started again performing karate. While she was doing that, Van, her son, took off all of his clothes, exposed himself to shoppers. However, the police said he was trying to cover himself up by putting the clothes that were on the displays. So he was taking the clothes
that
off the
makes sense,
mannequins,
yeah.
putting
Yeah,
those
yeah.
on.
You said he's 25.
He's 25.
That's just great.
I'm just thankful he's not pooping a bowl full of mashed potatoes.
All right, but it gets better. Officers arrived at the scene and arrested the mom, but not before she allegedly fought the officers, kicking out the windows of the patrol car.
Hi-ya!
Yeah. Police said they attempted to arrest Van as well, which is her son, but he didn't comply, even going so far as to try to run over the officer while riding the scooter.
At a magical speed of 3 miles per hour.
And then police eventually arrested Van as well. Meanwhile, Bo, the dog, was inside holding a box of Jiffy cornbread in his mouth. I love that story. There's so much
We
going
may
on.
have to back up and dissect this a little bit.
Oh, they had every spot covered. They had one in the store, one outside, one running over cops.
I have a theory.
Yeah, okay.
I think the trailer got repossessed. And I don't know if you've ever been to Wisconsin, but it's cold.
Sure.
And it's like, what are we going to do? We're going to go to Walmart and break some stuff so we can get arrested and have a warm place to sleep
that
tonight.
could-
But what about Bo?
I mean, Bo's kind of out of luck, but he's got Jiffy
Hold
in his
on,
neck.
hold
He's good.
on. I'm thinking. See, I'm
Y'all.
gonna go a little deeper.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this might be a covert CIA operation.
Yeah.
I mean, this is pretty orchestrated.
You think so?
They kept one inside, one in the pocket.
I agree with Patrick.
yeah,
here. This may be
hear
an
you.
orchestrated like CIA coup here.
Listen, I think it was just a
fourth party. You know, there's someone like robbing someone.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
There's
there could have been somebody else.
Producer Brian just says there could have been someone doing some little shoplifting there.
That could be.
That could be
maybe
a
it was
possibility.
Bo.
That is
Distraction.
one hell of a distraction.
That's amazing.
I mean, like the guy.
And there's the show title.
The guy actually hooked up a tractor to the old trailer sitting on the back dock and drove off with $300,000 worth of coffee makers.
I mean,
Could you imagine a dude naked riding around with a little rascal trying to run over a
Trying
cop?
to run over a cop. I mean, hold on. I'm sorry.
I'm going to interject white privilege there, because if a brother does that, he gets shot. I'm just saying.
buddy.
But hold on. He could have been yelling out, "I'm not white." I mean, I'm
He
just
could
giving
not
you the
maybe
guy.
identify.
He's
it.
just self-identifying.
Yeah.
Yo,
Look,
I mean, there's
I don't
so
know.
much.
I don't even know where to go from there.
I mean, Van was arrested with lewd and lascivious behavior, disorderly conduct, and retail theft, while Smith was charged with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and misdemeanor bail jumping. How about you? Anybody want to take a guess if alcohol was involved in that?
I would be surprised if it was just only alcohol.
Right.
Yeah, I'm thinking there's some meth in there somewhere.
Yeah,
You know?
that's methed up. Yeah,
You're at a
I mean,
Walmart in Wisconsin. There's some meth in there somewhere.
Breaking news: before this incident, they found mashed potatoes in their car.
brown colored.
All right, so we are going to go into our hot topics brought to you by Watchman Cigars. If you would like a quality cigar at a reasonable price, check out our friends at Watchman Cigar.
Signature blend cognac. I'm telling you right now.
Right now,
you
that's
can't
the
go
way to
wrong with it. Yeah.
I love it. Hey, so there was a story that came out this week that scientists said that climate change is, and I'm quoting here, 99.99999% chance that humans are causing global warming.
So you're saying there's a chance that humans aren't causing it.
Right? So you're saying there's got a chance. It's the same chance I have of winning the Masters next year. But,
Hold on.
there's still a chance.
That was the chance that I took at the 6th grade dance with Stephanie Nagel. I had a 9.9999% chance that she would not go out with me, but I still asked,
Yeah, nailed it, didn't you?
and the 99 point was true. Yeah,
Oh,
let's reminisce.
That's not. So my question is, do you guys think that global warming is man-made? That's the top question. And then if it is man-made, like how much of that is due to us? Is it 99% or is it just a small fraction?
I think when they try to say that the science is settled, I think that becomes a religion. I think climate change has become this new church, this new orthodox religion, which if you don't prescribe to this whole dogma of man is causing everything,
Right.
then you're basically an agnostic or an atheist. I do not prescribe or subscribe to that. I mean, I believe that we could possibly have some contributing factors. I mean, but to the point where we are affecting a Earth that is so vast, so unpopulated, I don't think so. I have a hard time believing that because we do have. Look. Let me go back a little bit. I just listened to a podcast today about, there's this ongoing consensus in science that the Native American population in America was the first population here.
Okay.
Dates back to about 13,500 years ago here in the Americas, South America, North America. There's actually new science showing that people actually may have been here 130,000 years ago. So that uproots the whole Native American narrative that these were the first people. There could have actually been first people here. So the science has never settled.
That's a good point.
I think that we sometimes we take we take science that has politics involved with it as gospel.
Yeah.
The whole green movement has, I guess, probably since the 60s, has been not just a force to be reckoned with as far as what actual science says. I think it's more politics. I mean,
No, I agree with you on that.
I mean, we have changed the way we have actually screwed light bulbs in due to politics that, halogen lights versus incandescent or compact fluorescent lights operate. I mean, we now think that we now think that cars that are electric are safer for the environment when we actually plug them into a system that's fueled by fossil fuels.
Yeah. No, and I agree. If you look, over the big scheme of things, we came out of an ice age with no cars, right? How did that happen? So I do think you're right that there is some human contribution to it, but at the extent of what? Like in the 1940s, there was the most CO2 levels ever, but it resulted in 4 decades of cooler climate here in the world.
Right.
The other part is you can't do this yourself. Like if you're going to charge people in North Carolina an extra whatever dollar it is because your car is producing more CO2, that's not going to impact the other side of the world. Like everybody has to play on the same field, right? We all got to contribute.
Well, but we
that's
don't.
The case.
But we
don't because it's all hypocritical. It's
Mm.
not. It's not even a real thing. That's what I keep saying. It's not. You follow the money,
Right.
Remember.
Look, I mean, if you live in a community that has an HOA in the United States, most likely you have some type of recycling program. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Now, I'm not saying every person in that household contributes to that, but a large portion does. Now, if you take that same percentage and go to, let's say, Manila, Philippines, I guarantee you they do not have a recycling program.
Sure.
Just Google Manila, Philippines rivers.
Oh,
you'll
yeah.
see just seas of trash.
Yeah.
I love our contacts we have in India,
Mm-hmm.
but there are certain parts of India that is so disastrous as far as to the nature.
Yeah.
You go to China where China, where you have factories upon factories which are just they have no regulations and no one cares for the environment. So for anyone to single out the United States that we need to cut back and more, I think they're really just misguided.
Sure.
Now I think we could do better. I'm not for pollution. Let me just say that.
100%.
I mean, growing up as a child in South Carolina, we had no laws as far as littering. And then all of a sudden, late 80s, we started having laws for littering. But I can remember people just throwing out a whole, their week's worth of trash out. I mean, out the window. I can remember those things.
It was anti-litter in the commercial with the Indian. The
yeah. You can't say Indian anymore.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah. But no, I
Producer Brian will edit that out.
No, he won't. But look, I can remember the day. We have come a long ways in 20 to 30 years. I mean, we have, according to Alexandria Ocasio-Pinto Santa Maria Cortez, I think we've come a long way. I mean, even though our cows who supply our cheeseburgers do fart, I believe we have come a long way.
Sure, and we could potentially go a long way further.
Sure,
there are carbon dioxide filters out there that can scrub the entire U.S. and be done with it in 2020.
We have this. For some reason, humanity is very conceited. We think that we think we are the end all be all. Like you mentioned, the Ice Age.
Right.
What spawned us out of an ice age? There's many theories. There could have been a cosmic disaster. There could have been asteroids.
Cows farting.
Whatever. I mean,
Maybe
there could have been numerous things that kicked us out of that. But climate does change.
It does. It's all cyclical.
It's cyclical.
Cyclical.
Yeah, but climate does change. Climate changes on a very rapid basis.
Yeah.
I mean. I never took much stock in that TV show, Cosmos by Neil Tice deGrasse.
Well, the original was Carl Sagan.
Yeah,
when we were kids. The original that one was much better.
But the most modern one, Neil Tyson, whatever. I mean, he's got like a medium afro. So I kind of medium respect him with a medium afro. Anyway, so
he looks like Cleveland from the Cleveland show.
That's what I was thinking.
That's right, a little salt and pepper. But no, one of the most ingenious things he had was basically this calendar. It was basically set up as a month, and humanity has only been around like 0.1% of the time that the Earth has been around. I mean, less
like
than
a sneeze.
Basically like a sneeze.
Yeah,
and we think that we have this hubris. We have this we've changed the environment. I'm sure we have to some point, but not to the point where polar bears are not getting their Coca-Cola, and but we have this hubris that we think we've impacted this environment so much that basically Charlotte, where we're at, will be beachfront property. Yeah. We think that's going to happen in the next 12 years.
Could you imagine what that'd do for our property value? Then?
Absolutely. I don't know if I want to pay the taxes in 15 years. Well, according to AOC or Alexandria Cortez, Hardee's, McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, whatever her name is. I can never get it straight. Anyway, according to her, we only have 12 years. Actually, we only have 11 years and 11 months.
Right. Well,
when she tweeted that. So
it's all the money, man. Just follow the stinking money. If you really believed it, don't take private jets somewhere.
Yeah,
to all
absolutely.
of your places.
But AOC. I was AOC. AOC was videotaped, eating a cheeseburger, and she just came out.
Intern person was, but it's okay.
But still, though, why would she shame them?
Right. Yeah,
cheeseburger. Right. I mean, look, we have all kinds of shaming.
Yeah, we're good.
Why wouldn't you cheeseburger shame them?
Yeah, it's money, guys. It's all about trying to. Listen, if you think you can stop carbon pollution by taxing a company or me more money, that's not real. Just take the car off the road.
Right.
Whatever. Stop the factory. Then
but I think
you really believed it.
Exactly. But
but science.
Climate changes.
Right.
I agree. The Earth is way too big for us to even. I agree with you. I mean, I just don't think we're doing enough that's just gonna, in 12 years, make Charlotte on beachfront property. I just don't.
Yeah. I just at some point humanity is not going to be like, oh, we're going to change the climate back to where it's cold. Hold my beer. Let me get to it. Yeah. We, like you said, we're not that powerful. At the end of the day, we can all also agree, Dad's got this covered. Father in heaven is gonna be okay with this and take it all home, and we're okay. Yeah. It's all right.
Yeah, I mean, the 2020 election is going to be a lot about climate, among other things. But I think
what's also frustrating is you can't Google it. You can't find man-made climate change. Is that real?
Look,
you get
science
so
changes.
Much other stuff.
Science is. For anyone, look, the things that we've been taught in the school, I can't talk for Patrick because he's 14 years old, but
appreciate that.
But I'm telling you right now, we cannot. The science that we were taught,
right,
is constantly changing.
Yeah.
I mean, they have recently discovered, structures in the Amazon that predate even Egypt's oldest pyramid. I mean, we're finding things that constantly change. That's part of history and science. Science, we're finding out that the Neanderthals aren't really the only game in town. We have the Denisovians that they were discovered in the 70s.
I went to the dentist today.
There you go. But we're finding, actually, just here in Russia the last couple of weeks, we found out that someone that actually predated the Neanderthals and the Denisovians. So we're not, science isn't settled.
Right.
We talked about it before. In I think 1977, 78, Time Magazine had a magazine cover, The Global Cooling Coming. Mm-hmm. They were predicting the next ice age. And here we are, talking about global warming or climate change. So they conveniently change the terms to suit their political narrative. Right. So it's a big to-do about nothing.
Yep. No, I agree. If you are in the market for a high-quality cigar for a very reasonable price, you must check out Watchman Cigars. Watchman Cigars is a family-owned business that puts the customer first with the best customer service in the business. Watchman Cigars offers the Habano for a full, spicy flavor, the Connecticut for a mild, easy-to-smoke option, and the Maduro for a strong, powerful experience. They even do specialty blends and partner with you to provide a custom exclusive line just for you. Watchman Cigars has all your cigar needs. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Watchman Cigars 1991 or email Leon directly at Watchman_cigars@yahoo.com. That's Watchman_cigars@yahoo.com, or check out the sponsors section of our website. The next story is a woman who woke up from a coma after 30 years.
See, I don't think she was in a coma.
You don't?
I think she just played the
faking it.
the 30-year challenge of being still #. She won it.
What's sad is that people will.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll see if we get some of my daughter's friends to mimic that challenge.
They probably would, because it would get them views and likes. And
This is going to pay off in 30 years, guys. Watch this.
I read the article today on that. And
I haven't read it yet, so give me some details.
The son was 4 when they had the accident. She was in her early 30s, and the son was 4.
What
her brother-in-law was
is this
driving.
in the United States?
No, it's, Saudi Arabia or
Yep.
Kuwait, I believe.
Wow.
Yep.
And
Saudi Arabia.
so the brother-in-law was driving. She was in the backseat with the son, saw the wreck coming, grabbed her kid and sheltered the kid in her arms.
Oh, wow.
And suffered severe brain damage from it. And the son has been faithfully visiting her like daily for 27 years.
I mean, how could you not?
Yeah.
And when she woke up, like he was. Yeah, he was. You can imagine what it was like for him. Could you imagine what it was like for her?
Yeah.
When the last thing she remembered, her kid was 4. Now he's a 32-year-old man looking at her.
Hopefully, my first words after 30 years in coma would have been like, "How's my Apple stock?"
Oh, that would have been good.
That would have been like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, well, screw this."
How's my MySpace page? I mean,
that's intense,
day.
man.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would like to have a subconscious like a hypnotherapist or whatever, like pull her back into some like deep memories or whatever. Because I wonder if she was actually like conscious at a point,
Yeah.
but
Oh, yeah.
not conscious. I mean,
what does she remember of the last
Exactly.
27 years of her life?
yeah.
somebody needs to get her some cannabis, some ayahuasca, some peyote or something. Do some
gotcha.
MT, whatever. They need to do some type of tripping thing with her to find out what's
She
actually in her
just got out of a
subconscious.
coma for 30 years.
But
Let
do
her
it.
have
I'm
a
telling you
minute.
right now, this would be a great experiment. Yeah.
I give up after a poop for 20 minutes. Like I don't know if I could wait 30 years.
that's what.
for-
Are you like excited waking
Yeah.
up after
Yeah.
30 years, or are you just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
you
put
went
me
to
back.
you went to sleep 32 in the prime of your life, and you wake up 62 after 30 years in bed.
and drawing a pension.
and your son is making more money than you? And
Well, I mean, just even still, I
Well,
mean,
being that Saudi Arabia, I have so many questions.
it's different.
We need to call Hussein on this. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
telling you right now. I mean,
well, she ended up in London for a while.
Yeah, she was-
her for medical reasons, she ended up in London for a
Okay.
while for treatment.
Yeah.
So that she
But
did.
they transported her in a coma from Saudi.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But anyway, I just don't like that would be tough. That'd be tough to see your mom every day and then
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, think about the excitement the day she wakes up.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy's got to be on cloud nine. I mean, she's got to be confused as all hell. But
and the music sucks right now.
I was in a coma. I was in a
I
coma.
would. You're right. I would be totally pissed if I went into a coma 30 years ago and woke up to the shit that's on the radio now. I would be totally pissed off.
You're like, who is Kanye and what is he doing? Yeah.
I was in a coma for 5 days,
You were?
and I thought that I didn't know what was up. I couldn't imagine 30 years.
Wow. Do
Waking
you remember
up.
anything on that while you were on the coma?
I remember lots of things, yeah,
Really?
but I can't tell you. I couldn't tell you a timeline like
Yeah.
it was day 1, day 2, day 3.
Wow.
But yeah, I do remember things. I didn't see any white light. I don't know if that's sure if that's good or bad. But, yeah.
Buddy.
See a black hole?
She fire.
Just say no.
The only thing that I have to say that was negative about medically induced coma was I had the never-ending theme song from Happy Days playing in my head. That sucked. I mean, that right.
Was it Rock Around the Clock, the original, or the one they did a couple years later?
Oh, no, it was the original.
Okay.
But the problem was it wasn't the original guy. It was Mr. Miyagi in the credits.
So it wasn't Bill Haley in the comments. It
No,
was
no, no.
it was Mr. Miyagi. Okay.
Oh, it was Mr. Miyagi in the credits, and I'm telling you right now that replayed in my head more times than I can count. And I promise you right now, I can remember praying in my head, God, please forgive me, because if this is hell right now with the Happy Days theme, I do not want to be here. I mean, it was that was the worst part of coma.
Mojo's personal hell, Mr. Miyagi's karaoke.
I do not understand this. I'm not exactly sure what message from heaven this is,
Yeah.
but yeah, the Mr. Miyagi Happy Days theme, forget about
Oh
it.
my gosh.
Did it feel like 5 days?
Dude,
Or is
it
it
felt like an eternity. What are you talking about? I mean,
Wow.
I'm 42. It felt like 42 times 1,000. I mean, it felt forever.
Well, anesthesia. I don't know. I guess that's not similar, but anesthesia. You can be out for 4 hours. It feels like.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess it's different.
Yeah, it was medically induced. I mean, with anesthesia, but holy crap, the Happy Days theme going over and over and
It was
over.
probably like only twice, but in your head, you like.
Oh, it could have been.
Yeah.
I mean, but
All right. Well, how about you? Things you didn't
you don't
know.
want to get in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep. We'll move forward. What other topics do we want to talk about?
All right. Well, how many presidential candidates do we have now for the 2020 election?
1,700.
1776. Let's be patriotic here.
A
Well,
lot.
as of today, we have 22.
23 with Biden.
Well, hold on. Biden is expected to announce, and by the time this podcast is released, we'll have probably have 23. I'm pretty much expecting that we will probably have at least another 20 tip their hat into this. I'm not doing Vegas odds on this because I have no clue, but let's just mention a few notables here. We have Cory Booker, who is the former mayor of some town in Newark, New Jersey, or whatever, some dump hole. We
Spartacus.
Shout out to all of our
I am
listeners there.
Spartacus. So Pete Buttigieg was actually the mayor of South Bend, Indiana. Oh, God almighty. We have Julian Castro.
You're not driving
who's a
home, are you, buddy?
I got a Juber. I mean, Uber.
Wait,
Yeah.
that's not politically
All right.
correct.
We have Julian Castro, who's a former U.S. Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, and San Antonio mayor. So obviously he done a great job.
Nailed it.
John Delaney is a former U.S. representative from Maryland who pretty much did nothing. Tulsi Gabbard, who is from Hawaii and is a U.S. representative, House representative. Kristen Gillibrand, who is a U.S. senator from New York. I'm just going to state this: she's pretty much worthless.
Did you hear her? This is where you applaud moment the other night during her town hall.
Kind of like Jeb Bush.
Yeah, it's like she gives her canned applause line. She's expecting everybody to stand up and go, yeah, and she's like,
This is where you stand up.
"This is where you're supposed to cheer for me."
Hashtag awkward. Yeah, there you go.
It's like somebody de-aged Hillary 20 years and stuck her on stage.
Mike Gravel, who is a former U.S. senator from Alaska, so he's got obviously a lot of experience of managing a population of 300 million people. 330
So is
million
this
people.
all 23 we're going through?
Yeah, I got to.
Oh,
I've
God
got to.
bless.
Hold on. Just
fast forward
just
about
go-
20 minutes.
So go and use the restroom. It's okay. You got Kamala Harris.
Are we like swiping left or right? Is this how this is going to work?
Oh man, you know what? If elections were done by Tinder,
Oh, yeah. It'd be
Dude.
so much better.
I think Grindr would be better, but
look, it would.
Why'd you point at me
Thanks.
when you said Tinder?
Actually, I was pointing at you when I said grinder.
Oh, yeah.
All right, thanks for listening to this episode.
Thanks for having me on.
John Hickenlooper is a governor for Colorado. So, I mean, he has cannabis on his side. So,
he legalized weed.
There's that.
yeah. John Inslee, who's a governor of Washington, which, Washington State is pretty much a wannabe San Francisco. Amy
Lobach.
Klobuchar, yeah, she's a senator from Minnesota, so another state where you have millions of people. So she has.
No, that was Wisconsin that had the Walmart incident.
Right.
Wayne Messam, who's the mayor of Miramar, Florida.
Come on. I'm pulling for him.
Yeah, there you go.
He's the dark horse.
Seth Moulton, who's a representative from Massachusetts. Beto O'Rourke. Beto is a rock star until you figure out that his parents actually nicknamed him a Spanish name to influence the Hispanic community. And, he's pretty much...
He's a Mexican Irishman.
He's a Mexican Irishman who the media loves. They call him the next Kennedy. He actually has Kennedy teeth. That is the
He does
claim.
have Kennedy
That's the
teeth.
claim
You're
to
right
fame
about
with the
that.
media. He has the Kennedy teeth. I'm not exactly sure what that means.
He's got that smile.
I guess so.
Kind of like Malachi over there. I mean,
Now Malachi actually has a natural smile.
yeah.
Beto has like pre-bought. You got Bernie Sanders,
Uncle Bernie.
Uncle Bernie, who is, I think Uncle Bernie. Happy birthday, Uncle Bernie! You just turned 119, so that's good. And then you have Tim Ryan, who's a U.S. rep from Ohio. He just announced Eric Swalwell, who's a rep from California. His claim to fame is pretty much voting for nothing. Yeah, Pocahontas, better known as Elizabeth Warren, who actually got her job at Harvard due to the fact that she claimed that she was 1/1000 millionth centillionth of Native Americans, so she got a job at Harvard. You have Bill Weld, who is a failed vice presidential candidate for the Libertarian Party. Then you have Marianne Williamson, who is an author. Hold on, I got two more. Marianne Williamson, who is an author, lecturer, and she basically announced that she was running for president of the Democratic ticket. Then Andrew Yang.
Come on, Andrew.
That's my boy.
Who's an entrepreneur from New York. He basically decided he wanted to run in November of last year.
They will be met with fire, fury, and frankly, power.
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you, Donald J. Trump. But yeah, I mean, we only have 22 people running. 23
I feel like after that entire repertoire of people that you provided, it should already be 2025. That I feel like we're
not done.
30 years.
We're not done. But I give it to the Democrats because I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm a Libertarian. I give it to the Democrats. We had probably the most interesting assembly besides, Avengers Infinity War. We have probably had the most interesting assembly cadre of candidates we've ever had.
It's like if you got them all on the bus, you couldn't distinguish them from the entire cast of Speed. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
There was everybody on that bus.
Yeah, right.
You look around and Keanu, you've got some
Sandra
Eskimo,
Bullock.
Sandra Bullock.
Democrats pretty much have every slot checked. You got black, white, Hispanic, gay, lesbian, intersexual. I mean,
but you look at the Republicans and what do they got? They're bringing the same people. You got
old white men. No, you got white super tan guy. I give you that. But Democrats
is that a tanning bed tan or is that a cream tan?
I think it's spray.
Is that spray on? I think it's spray. Is that why he has the raccoon circles because it's spraying on things?
But no, Democrats have every checkbox marked.
Smart Asian guy too.
Exactly, but see, he's actually
Marty at SFB Radio at Gmail.
But he's actually a hated guy now.
Oh, I know. That's why I love him. Yeah. Yang is my guy on the Democratic side. I love.
No. I think Andrew Yang is the sleeper for the Democratic Party. Now, I do not agree with universal basic income, but he makes it sound actually more palatable. Like I could actually digest it and actually agree with him. But the problem is, where do we get the money once again?
Exactly.
It's amazing how generally the Democrats don't understand basic economic math. 1 + $1 equals 2.
No. That's not how it works.
Well, I know that they don't believe that.
1 + 1 equals 2, but then you borrow 10.
Right.
Yeah, that's
and the
how
compound interest equals 47.
And that's actually his campaign slogan for 20 is Math 2020. That's what Yang's campaign slogan is Math 2020. He's selling. Hey, I'm not kidding you. He's selling shirts and T-shirts and hats that say Math 2020 on them.
The Asian front runner is saying Math 2020.
That's actually kind of racist.
He introduces
#racist Andrew Yang.
He introduces himself. He's like, I'm the opposite of Donald Trump. I'm an Asian man who likes math. That's how he introduces himself on stage. It is hilarious. But I love the guy.
That's funny. I think I might vote for that.
He actually makes a valid point.
Okay.
I mean, he actually, I'm not a fan of UBI. Look, UBI, Universal Basic Income, has been tried in numerous countries in a small segment of society. And it has failed astronomically as a huge economic loss. So I don't think it will work. But he makes it very appealing. I mean, it's like...
Listen, straight
it's
up.
like that late night McDonald's commercial.
That's like me trying to lose weight. Like, it sounds great, but in reality, that ain't going to work.
I mean, it looks like, you know what? That Big Mac, you know it's from McDonald's.
Sure.
It's a roll of the dice with McDonald's.
Right.
You don't know if you're going to get the guy who actually enjoys his job or the guy who is like, I need $20 for an A-ball.
Right.
I mean, you just don't know which guy you're going to get. But it's like that McDonald's commercial.
There you go.
But Andrew Yang makes it sound palatable.
Yeah, my 13-year-old loves him. He's like, $1,000 a month? Sign me up.
Sure he does.
You know, I think he's a sleeper.
All right.
The other thing, he refuses to play the identity politics thing. That's what he won't get into all that. He's like, this is not the issue. I want to talk about these issues. He won't get into it.
I kind of respect that.
So a lot of people that are really turned off by Donald, who like, I just can't stand the big orange guy. You know, they can stomach him because he's not playing that identity.
Yeah.
You know, it's the race card, it's the gender card, it's the sex card, it's the whatever cauliflower thing you identify with.
That's right.
We'll keep an eye on it and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Speaking about a young man looking for an 8-ball, we're going to go to break, and when we come back, we're going to have Patrick Lilly.
Hey, his counselor might not like that.
We're going to have Patrick Lilly as our musical guest and ask him some questions. So we'll be right back. You are listening to the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast. All right, we are back. You are listening to the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast. In studio, we have our special guest, Patrick Lilly. You may know him from amazing songs that we've had on the show, One and Done Love and Miles Away. We appreciate you. We actually got connected via Craigslist.
Yep.
And
Is that still a thing?
It is.
Okay.
It's like the soon-to-be MySpace, I think of trading and things, but it's been great for us because it connected us. And
Absolutely.
man, dude, you got some good stuff going on.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about your story, how you got started, how you got into music.
Well, growing up, the only music in the house was my brother playing trumpet in terms of live music. That's good. That's very good.
A, B flat. Yeah.
I started singing in a band named Rolling Thunder, and we covered AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, and all this stuff, and Jet, Are You Gonna Be My Girl? That was our hit.
There you go.
And I was probably 12 at this time, and I was singing horribly. And then I just stopped until I was 19. I didn't sing, didn't ever think about it. And then there was a Steel Driver song, it's a bluegrass group that Chris Stapleton used to be in, and one of their songs had come on, If It Hadn't Been for Love. So I started singing that, and I was like, well, damn, I'm not that bad. Right. So I went and bought a $99 Epiphone, learned the guitar, learned 4 chords, and, a couple days or whatever, started playing covers, and then I wanted more. So
Holy cow.
I started writing my own, and I wasn't half bad. So I just kept it rolling. So I've only been a year and a half, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Something like that. Not very long.
For real?
Yeah.
Just a year and a half?
Yeah, not very long.
Huh.
Not very long.
Holy cow.
Yeah. It's been fun.
So so that kind of brought you into the music thing. Like, where are you at now and, like, in the process of...
Early.
Yeah, early.
Very early.
Yeah,
open mics. And that's basically it. I've had 2 paid gigs. Just trying to get my name out there any way I can. I personally believe I'm decent. I have to have confidence, and I do. I believe that God gave me this gift for a specific reason, and I'm going to use it. I'm not going to discard it. I feel like that would be, that wouldn't be doing God right. So I want to use this gift that He blessed me with, and see how far it takes me. If this isn't the path, then I'll go back to cutting grass. That'll be that.
So your music is mainly country music.
I try. My voice doesn't necessarily work perfect for it because I can sing pretty high, but that's my plan because that's what I enjoy most.
Yeah. Okay. What other kind of music do you like to sing just for fun? In the shower, what are you singing?
Country, Marcus King Band, probably. Chris Stapleton. But my mom is actually a hip-hop dancer, a hip-hop teacher, and she teaches cycle.
Really?
Yeah, they're both from Hickory, but my dad is super Southern, and she is really Southern, but also can really dance and knows hip-hop, and I love R&B because of her.
I'm sorry, I'm confused.
I know, so am I. It's very strange, but big Justin Timberlake, big Kem fan, Maxwell. Those are some R&B guys. But,
Maxwell,
but also Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard. My dad had me listen to that on the way to baseball games, so I cover all bases.
Wow,
Yeah.
Sounds like my honeymoon on ADHD.
So, are you a fan of the bro country?
No.
Yeah.
I think it's horrible.
Your voice is more like...
Thank you.
It is. And I don't necessarily like that, and I'm going to do my best to not create that. But at the end of the day, if you got
to sign a contract, you're going to do it.
Look, Chris Stapleton has drawn a line in the sand.
Yeah.
I'm not...
He's untouchable.
Exactly. I'm not a big I love country just because I was brought up on country. But Chris Stapleton has drawn a line and saying you cannot go past this. If you go past this, then you are just
dangerous
mainstream radio. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, literally. I mean, you are.
Yeah.
You can't differentiate yourself between regular music and country. I mean, so
country music used to tell a complete story, and this crap now on the radio is so bad in so many ways.
Exactly.
And Stapleton kind of went back to that. You know, he went back to that telling a story and setting the mood, giving a feeling. I mean, I go back to guys like Don Williams. Don Williams is one of my all-time favorites.
One of the best storytellers.
Oh my God!
Chris wrote songs with him. Actually,
I will. I mean, if I have a crappy day at work and I'm driving home and I just want to relax, I mean, I've got a 20-song Don Williams playlist, and I'll throw it on and I'll listen to it for the hour and 20 minutes it takes me to drive 16 miles. But I mean, that's the kind of music that I think would talk to people, as opposed to, you know, my truck got stuck in the mud. My girlfriend's wearing short shorts, and cowboy.
Just got paid on a Friday.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you can only say that crap so many different ways.
Exactly.
In the same voice, because they all sound the same.
They really do.
And they all look the same. It's like somebody go, he's cute. Let's put a half-ass shirt on him. And
Well, I mean, exactly. Yeah.
That's what they asked me to do, but I said no. I refused.
Well, you know what? I appreciate your principles.
I'm a Garth fan. Am I bad?
No,
for that?
Garth is
I like
okay.
Garth.
I was just about to bring up the Thunder Rolls. I was just
Yeah.
going to say, have you
God, I
ever
love
heard
that
a song sound like that since that point? And you haven't.
Yeah,
because it's only gotten worse.
Yeah, exactly.
So you write your own songs.
I do.
How's the process? How's that work?
I have. So I've learned a lot from Chris. I mean, he's my idol. So I'd watch any video there is on the internet. I've seen it.
Okay.
So anything that talks about his writing style, you know, whatever it may be, I try to follow that. You know, that being said, he wrote the song "Traveler" driving. No guitar. His wife was asleep. He was just whispering it in his phone, the whole song, and then he put chords to it, and boom, you know, #1 hit. I can't do that. I need a guitar in my hands because
Right.
I need to hear it, and I need to, because like I told you, it's only been a year and a half, 2 years, so it's not been long. It starts with a guitar. Whatever song I'm trying to write, I know what chord matches the mood, so I try to find a progression that fits the mood, and then however that makes me feel personally, start humming, and then words will come. And I tell him this all the time. It's kind of like you hit this point in a song, and you just start throwing it up, and it just comes out in 20 minutes, and then it's just there. And then other ones, it's write a verse, come back to it 4 months later, finish it, or you see it again and say, "Yeah, that's crap," and scratch it. So it's always up in the air. I don't know. And I'm not a pro, so what I'm doing could be completely backwards.
Right.
But nobody knows.
I think songwriting comes different to the individual. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, producer Brian put me onto a documentary called, what was the name of it?
Hired Guns.
Hired Guns. Yeah, there we go. It's a documentary about musicians who are basically backup musicians who you think are part of the band but may not be. And I think everyone's songwriting position is different than the next. I mean, like some guys may come up with the words and then they put it with music, or some guys may come up with the lyric or the music and they put the words. So I think it's totally different. I think each person has their own writing process.
So speaking of songs, what's the song that you've done that really speaks the most to you, even like maybe at this point or just in general, like that really kind of hits home to you the most?
It's a song called "I'm Leaving." I wrote it probably 4 months ago with no intentions of it meaning anything. I was very happy in my relationship and in my life. I wrote it, didn't think anything of it, and then, you know, the news I just told you off air, it matched up quite perfectly.
Yeah.
So I like to think that, you know, my subconscious kind of wrote that one. And,
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you got the guitar in here. Would you mind playing a song for us?
Let's do it.
All right.
just woke up just to see a hot mess, and that's why loving you keeps driving me crazy. Can't help that every time I see you, I go back to the moment that we knew that this love was gonna be true and carry its way. 'Cause when it's real, you know you feel the way that you put up on your shoulder. You know who to call when it gets colder. It's real, you know it's real. Well, so far I know it's plain to see that we are forever meant to be. In this bar I ask you if you'll marry me, and then we can roll down a dirt road, go fast, maybe take it real slow. Well, this truck can take us where we need to go. 'Cause when it's real, you know you feel the way that you put up on your shoulder. You know who to call when it gets colder. It's real, you know it's real. Yeah, I know we'll have our fights, and tonight won't be the last, but we both know the sacrifice. 'Cause when it's real, you know you feel the way that you put up on your shoulder. You know who to call when it gets colder. It's real, 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 you know it's real.
Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very
So,
nice.
Pretty cheesy one.
No,
But literally,
good,
that's me and him were sitting down, and we kind of wanted to write a song that was going to go with the wave of country music right now,
Yeah,
and that was our attempt at that.
nailed it.
so-
I thought it was really good.
Thank
I
yeah.
liked it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Dirt Road.
Dirt Road, had to mention it. Girl in a
It was a
dress.
girl.
Little red
Yeah,
dress.
yeah,
I like it though. It wasn't bro country. It wasn't that Florida Georgia
Yeah, you don't have
line.
to just say it. You can hey, it's what sells.
It's not Florida Georgia line.
Oh no.
Listen though, that
I
video.
don't-
I still say I like that. I'll mute it and just watch the video.
What video?
The Florida Georgia line was their first hit.
Cruise.
Cruise.
Oh yeah,
Look,
they're getting up on.
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
I don't care. I would not sell my soul that much.
Yeah, I'm not listening to it. I'm just watching the video. I'm just watching the video.
I'm with Mojo on that one. I wouldn't
No?
sell myself.
Oh, buddy. I'm just telling you. Take a look at it, and then you might see a girl in like a purple top.
Yeah, no,
I'm just saying.
I get all
I'm
that.
just saying.
I get all that. I'm just saying that
Not that I've seen that once or twice.
people that make music like that make me want to do unchristian things.
Right. No, I got you. I understand you on that. Dude, so what are the next steps for Patrick Lilly? Like where are you heading?
Well, I'm gonna. So every Monday night I play over at Puckett's.
Okay.
There's an
Oh,
open
yeah.
mic over there at Puckett. That's a great bar.
It is a great
where's
place.
that at?
Off Sugar Creek Road over there. Kind of.
Puckett's Farm Equipment.
Yeah, it's an old farm equipment
Yep,
shop.
yeah.
It's a real cool place.
It's Dorida area.
Yeah.
It's not about 2 miles from the old Outlaws Clubhouse, actually.
Okay.
all beer, all cash.
Yeah.
It's a good old place. So
It's a
I
good
play.
place.
Yeah, I play Monday nights there, and then right now I've just been searching for more open mics around here because there's compared to other places, there's not a ton.
Sure.
I know Noda is pretty big for it.
Second and fourth Thursday of every month, we have an open mic at our place.
Okay, perfect.
Please show up.
Okay, I will. There's one on Thomas Street, I think, too. That's pretty big.
Thomas Street Tavern.
Yep. Pretty big one. But no, so I'm gonna
Evening Muse on Monday nights also.
Yep, heard of that one.
Yeah, it's a great one. If you can get in there, it's hard.
Okay.
But if you can get in there, you will get some exposure.
Perfect.
That is a great
That's
open
great to know.
mic. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
So Marty's now your manager. Sorry, Malachi.
He's out. He's booking me, and
Dude, I love the song, man.
Thank
That was
you.
awesome. So, do you have an album coming out? A mini EP?
right. We have. I went to the studio probably 2 months back, and I recorded some more demo stuff. But we're actually about to get back in the studio with full band and probably record 4 or 5 songs and release a little EP, put it on Spotify and Tidal and all the platforms, and just try to get as much exposure as I can. That's
That's
really
where it's at, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then Nashville started 2020. That's where we're
Wow.
heading.
So you guys are packing up, moving to old Nashville.
Yeah, but we got 8 months to put in a lot of work and give me some. We need some traction before we go down there.
Sure.
So we're
Okay.
gonna really work our butts off in the next 7-8 months, whatever it is.
So what's the
man.
plan in Nashville? I mean, you got a spot you're looking at that you're planning to go, or what's up?
We looked at houses already very close to the city. We're not gonna live any more than 10 minutes outside of it. So whatever we can find. I have a big black lab, so I want a backyard for him.
got one of those
Yeah.
things, yeah.
So need a backyard for him. So we definitely need a house. But we've found a lot, close to the city, and then from there, we're gonna save up a bunch of money before we go down there, so we can take the first month and really just dive in and soak it up, see what open mics we're gonna be able to get into, what is untouchable at this point,
Right.
that kind of deal. Because Nashville is very sacred with country music, and
Sure.
there's gonna be parts where I don't belong on that stage,
Right.
and I know that. And there's going to be times where I'm scared and intimidated, and
Sure.
but that's all part of it. And
Yeah.
this is like I told you earlier. I really feel a calling from God that this is what I was. He gave me a gift that not every human has.
Right.
So I really want to use it. I have a vocal coach trying to make me better.
Nice.
So I'm putting it all out there. Just really
Nice.
trying to do it.
Cool. Well, when you make it big, will you not forget the Southern Fried Philosophy
I won't.
podcast?
I won't.
That'd be awesome.
You only have one chance to make it big.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really. I mean, you need to chase your dreams, because so many people don't, and so many people end up in this placidity of working a day-to-day job that really just have missed a chance. Didn't take.
They
the chance.
hate. That's the word you're looking for. They hate.
They hate their job. Yeah.
There you go.
It is amazing, because we've had people on the show that even Dennis from Bad Mother Smokers, who quit his job and just decided to do catering and doing phenomenal food truck. Just decided to do this because that's what he's passionate about and he loves, and he's really good at it. And for you to be able to have that dream, just know, like, there's suckers like me that want the paycheck but have much bigger dreams of doing stuff. Dude, live your dream and live it out and chase it, because you're going to end up 42 and not chase that dream because you're too scared.
And then be
So-
really mad at myself.
Yeah, so
and
do
I'm
it,
not doing
man.
that.
And chase it before you get married and have children.
Noted. That's why we're going now.
The deep baritone.
The deep baritone brings wisdom.
That was from the pit
No.
of Hades.
You know what?
But well,
That's like Kung Fu Panda. I mean,
is.
seriously, that's like Confucius direct to you.
yeah. But
Absolutely.
even Marty though, like he you're you even with wife and kid, you still trace your dream and you succeeded.
Well, I mean, you always chase. I mean, I joke a lot. I mean, I love my wife. I love my family. I'm an amazing situation. I've, people that support me chasing my dream.
My wife hates me.
But it is. You're right. I mean, having people in your life that support you and chasing your dream is awesome. And I'm also. I mean, I'll be honest. I've got a great job outside of the brewery, and my boss in that job supports me chasing my dream.
That's cool.
So, I mean, I've got like the absolute best setup in the world. I have somebody who at home supports me and helps me do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I've got somebody who pays me to do my job on a daily basis, but also recognizes sometimes I've got to be absent there to chase this dream.
Yeah,
and he gives me that freedom.
That's cool.
So I have zero complaints.
Right.
I mean, I'm probably in the top 1% when it comes to situations like that.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, but I jest a lot because I just like to say stuff, make people laugh, and make people make funny faces like, "Oh God, where'd that come from?"
Sure. So, where can people
24/7.
where can people find you on social media, connect with you, and that kind of stuff?
Instagram, it's just Patrick Lilly Music. And then on SoundCloud, you can just type in Patrick Lilly, and it'll be there.
Make sure you spell it out.
Patrick. And then for the Instagram name, you put a period. Lilly, Lilly, period, Music. Music.
Okay.
I'm just saying that if you decide to go the rap route,
Yeah.
can I throw out your sponsor being White Lily Flower? I mean, I think that would be amazing.
So is that the
That's
bro,
your rapper name.
That's the bro country.
The bro country.
What were we talking about? The
White Lily.
hip hop.
Yeah.
I've never heard that. I just heard it called Stadium.
Patrick, thanks again for being on the show. I appreciate you hanging out with us. Malachi, the manager, appreciate you guys showing up. Man, what a great show. Appreciate you guys tuning in. All right, so thanks for tuning into the show. Hey, if you want to check us out, please check us out at southernfriedphilosophy.com. You can check us out on our other Instagram, Facebook, all of those things at sfpradio@gmail.com. Also, just want to give a shout out if you are interested in some Goof Camp comedy. You can check out the Goof Camp comedy series at Heist Brewery coming up May 9th with our friends Jawan Cap and Watchman Cigars. Go to Eventbrite to buy your ticket for Heist Brewery. Just search Goof Camp Comedy and it'll be right there. You can buy tickets there. I think they're $15 before the show, $20 at the door, but it's Goof Camp Comedy, so check them out. Again, thanks for tuning in to the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast, and as always, keep looking up.
This is Patrick Lilly, and you're listening to Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast.
Are we interviewing the 12-year-old now?
14.
14, thank you.
12 and a half.